Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday Recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a bit about my last week in games. And as always, we'll start with EVE Online, and it has been an expansion launch week for EVE Online with Uprising hitting the game. So first of all, of course, technical point of view, no problems for me. Just could do the update, could get started, and everything so far has been working as intended. It just, when you're in Jeddah, especially within the station, it does take up quite a lot of resources from my PC. So if all of a sudden all the fans really start giving it their all, but everything is working, and I personally really am enjoying the audio changes now, focusing on that, listening to the sounds, the different weapon systems and all of that hitting you even when you run a small anomaly like Refuge in Galente space. You've got blasters, you got railguns, you get your own weapon systems. It all sounds actually pretty damn good, and so I do think that from that perspective, the audio perspective, it's actually already a pretty nice improvement. And on top of that, I mean, I was in the mass test for the system, so if they've tweaked that just a little bit more, I think it should be really good as well in very overwhelming large battles, where basically like the first 10-20 sounds or something like that are prioritized. You won't get the crackling, you won't get the just straight up noise that blots out everything. So major improvement from that perspective, and even for a solo player like myself, it is very noticeable. Second part for the expansion that I'm focusing on, of course, is the heraldry system with the Alliance logos. I got my first two, love the Tristan, and then of course I also grabbed the Society of Conscious Thought Alliance logo, just because you could buy that on day one after completing the first quest. And so this basically become a part of my daily routine for EVE Online now. I end my session in a Paragon station, sometimes in the Dixie, sometimes in Jeddah, depends on what I want to do. If I don't want to travel too far, it's into the Dixie. If I'm also moving blueprint copies, moving some stuff to sell, or maybe want to do a little bit of trading, I end the day in Jeddah in that station. And then when I come back online the next day, I just first of all do the Paragon mission, trade a ship for some of those points. Now I know that you can like skip missions in order to get a cheaper ship, or maybe even a more expensive ship for more points. But so far, I've just done the daily mission that I received from the get-go. So I'm not really in a rush. I don't want to fully optimize that to get every single maximum point out of it. I just want to get it done on a daily basis, and then work towards my next Alliance logos, which I think I definitely want the Wraith next. The Obelisk, actually moved an Obelisk in as well, specifically so that I could have a very large logo on that one. And then the Myrmidon as well is a ship that I love to use, I love to fly, and so we'll definitely go for those three first, I think, and then we will of course see what else is available. Unfortunately, quite a few ships are not available. The Ishtar, my real daily driver in Galente space, I have not seen that one in the list, and the Orca, I haven't seen that one either, so I would love to mine with an Alliance logo on, but that's going to be for later, unless I invest in the Venture, so I could do that as well. But yeah, if you can mine in an Orca, you're probably not going to mine in a Venture, but maybe for like a low-sec adventure or something like that. Lots of small plans and goals that I'm setting for myself, thanks to those Alliance logos becoming available. On the faction warfare front, you know, I'm a solo player. I'm not really planning to join a faction warfare corporation at this point, so I'm again waiting for the new system where you can just pledge your allegiance and then normally take part in that activity. We'll see if CCP can develop that, how all of that goes. But for now, I'm just mostly watching streams, actually. I definitely noticed quite a few streams that all of a sudden did engage with faction warfare. It looks pretty cool. Although not all that rewarding. I think the LP rewards may need a little bit of tweaking, but let's just give CCP a little bit of time to iterate on everything and see how it evolves before we actually judge that. It's only week 1 for the expansion, so maybe a little bit of tweaking might be needed there. Yeah, from my perspective, what else did I do? I just flew out a little bit, did some exploration, did a little bit of mining as well. Tritanium up substantially. If you follow EVE Talk, all of a sudden lots of demand there, so high classic mining has become a little bit more valuable as well. And then of course just cleaning up some anomalies for the skilling spree, which I think was what was running in the first part of the week there as well. I think at the moment we're back into join a proving grounds, but yeah, I'm basically really enjoying this time and added to my daily routine for EVE Online in order to keep up with the Alliance logos, with the points for the heraldry system. Everything is working well, and I am looking forward to more development, to more stuff on the story, to more news about the allegiance system, and whatever else CCP has planned for the game as we approach 20 years of EVE Online next year. So definitely curious to see if CCP plans to come out with something really cool for that. Maybe the shooter, who knows? Perhaps not. That may be a little bit early in development, but we'll see how all of that takes shape. Another thing that I did do, I don't have any footage for that, is the Mayhem event in Path of Exile. I quickly want to mention that because someone asked me, are there Path of Exile videos coming? Well, the event was like really tough, lots of sudden one-shots, and a very frustrating one as well, where I actually had to go through, lost like 5 minutes or so for Brutus. Basically got like buffed up massively by a couple of ghosts, kept one-shotting me, so I had to go with a totem and then start guiding him. Super annoying, and actually felt like, yeah, very punishing league, especially for those that, like myself, that don't want to follow build guides or anything like that. I just want to do their own thing. So as a result, I just got a couple characters up to level 50, did a little bit of experimentation, but it's just very tough, especially after you get past the first Kitava fight. Your resistances are gone, and then it really does start to become quite punishing when you hit a bad combination or something that's like super intensive. If you don't have a really strong character, all of a sudden, yeah, you start to die quite a lot. So it was a little bit too frustrating for me to really push into maps or anything like that, and so I'm leaving it at that. Next week we will get another event, which is Delph only, if I'm not mistaken, so that could be cool. We can basically earn another mystery box just by bringing another character to level 50, so that's the minimum that I'm going to do, but for now, no Path of Exile videos, because I don't really have anything all too cool to show you guys. But yeah, overall a pretty good week for me in EVE Online mostly, and a little bit of Path of Exile as well, and that's what it's looking like for the next few weeks as well. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.